Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 71. If you happen to be new here, feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on every single hyped sneaker. Essentially in this series, we go over sneakers that received updates throughout the week. For example, some of those may potentially include some Jordans, Yeezys, and more. But with that short little intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update. Kicking it off for today, we have some very exciting news regarding none other than Travis Scott. Been a very long time since we have seen a Travis Scott Jordan 1, but we finally got our very first look at the next Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low. Often we see him wearing multiple different Nike or Jordan products that are just samples, but I do have some great news for you guys when it comes to this pair. These are actually confirmed to be releasing publicly in 2021, but that's not the end of it. This actually won't just be a Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low. Apparently, this is supposed to be a collaboration with another company as well, specifically a Japanese designer company that we have discussed on this channel numerous times already. I will come back to this in the near future when I can confirm this for sure though, so be sure to turn on post notifications and subscribe, and of course I will be making a how to cop guide for these as well. Obviously, you can expect these to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin. Images courtesy of Andrew SX and FTP Flame. Obviously, one of the many drops to look forward to in 2021. Moving on to other news regarding Jordans. The Jordan 4 Taupe Haze is now officially confirmed to be releasing this January, specifically January 28th for $200 in men and $150 in grade school. If you guys recall, I briefly discussed this possibility of this being in January in my most hyped Jordans video, and now they're definitely confirmed. Gives these decent profitability potential is because they look very reminiscent of the undefeated Jordan 4s. Obviously, they won't perform anywhere near close to that, but it will certainly impact demand, allowing for at least potential lunch money. I'll update you guys as we do approach the date, of course. Moving on, we got an in-hand look at the Jordan 1 Hyper Royal. These are set to drop on April 17th for $170. Definitely expect these to be profitable with a good margin when they do end up dropping. Moving on, we got an in-hand look and official images for the Jordan 1 Switch. This is certainly a pretty unique concept as it does allow you to zip off the top of the high to create a Jordan 1 low. I can definitely see some potential lunch money on these at the very least. We'll see as we approach the drop date though. Then we now have a date for the Jordan 1 High Fusion Red. These will be dropping on June 21st for $170. Definitely expect these to be profitable with a good margin as well. One of the many Jordan 1s to look forward to. Moving on, the Jordan 3 Midnight Navy release has unfortunately been delayed to March 20th for $190. Although I don't have high expectations for these anyway, so at best only expect lunch money in large sizes if you don't have tax in your state, so you're not really missing out on much anyway. Then we already got official images for the Jordan 11 Low Legend Blue, despite the drop being on April 24th. I'm actually really excited for these. Don't expect anything too crazy for these, only about lunch money with a poor margin, primarily in the larger sizes. Moving on, official images have loaded for a new Jordan 1 center, now with a stripe that is very reminiscent of the one that we saw on the Jordan 1 Defiant. There should be two of these, one in red and one in blue as well. Based off how those Defiant Jordan 1 highs performed, I don't really have good expectations for these, but regardless, I will keep you guys updated, of course. Moving on, courtesy of Z Sneakerheads, we got a mock-up of the Jordan 1 Shadow 2.0. This pair will officially be releasing on May 15th for $170. Definitely expect these to be profitable with a good margin as well. Then we got our official look from Nike of the Jordan 6 Carmine. We already spoke about these a while ago. What's new is now we have officially got confirmation that these will have the Nike Air on the back, which we all love, of course. These are confirmed to be dropping on February 13th for $200. Although stock will be high due to the very high demand on these, I would still expect at least some small profit on these. One of the many drops to look forward to in February. The month is absolutely packed already. Speaking of sixes, we now have a date for the Jordan 6 Bordeaux. These will be dropping again on September 4th for $190. Nothing too significant here. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated though. Moving on to Yeezys though, with Jordans out of the way, we don't have too many updates nor any too exciting. First, the Yeezy 380 Alien Blue will be dropping for $230 in spring. However, based on how recent 380s have been performing, I wouldn't suggest these for resale purposes, just for personal. Then we also got an in-hand look at the Yeezy 700 Sun, which will be dropping in spring as well for $300. I don't have good expectations for these either, unfortunately. At best, perhaps a little lunch money with a very poor margin if you do have no tax in your state, only for sizes under 8, so nothing too notable for these either. Moving on to some miscellaneous sneakers. With Yeezys out of the way though, we got our first in-hand look at the Pink Pig Dunk Low. These will be dropping sometime in February or March for $110. Definitely expect these to be very profitable with a great margin as well. Then we got our first look at the Dunk Low Orange Pearl. These will be dropping February 11th for $100. Definitely expect these as well to be very profitable with a great margin. Moving on, we got a release date now for the Dunk Low Hyper Cobalt, which we recently did discuss. These are currently set to drop now on February 11th for $100. Definitely expect these to be very profitable with a great margin as well. Moving on, it looks like the Dunk Low Coast is now confirmed to be dropping alongside the Black and UNLV dunks on January 14th, which we discussed not too long ago. Definitely expect all of these dunks to be very profitable with great margins. The 14th will be a very hectic date to say the least. Speaking of January 14th, we actually have more dunks as well, but now dunk highs. To start, the Dunk High Vast Gray should be dropping for $110, although not as good of a margin as the lows, still expect these to be profitable with a good margin nonetheless. Then the other Dunk High will be the Dunk High Football Gray, which should perform exactly the same and will be dropping on January 14th as well for $110. So again, expect these to be profitable with a good margin too. Then we got our very first in-hand look at the Dunk Low EKIN, which is set to drop sometime in spring for $110. Definitely expect these to be profitable with a good margin as well too. Moving on, we got our first look at the Dunk Low Michigan and Dunk Low Pine Green, which should be dropping this spring for $100. You could definitely expect these to be very profitable with great margins as well. But anyway, that will conclude it for today. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy or perhaps learn a thing or two. Also, subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on all hyped releases. Also, feel free to check out the links in the description for reliable, fast, residential proxies. I did just restock all plans. And regarding Nike sneakers accounts, I am unfortunately out of stock, but I do plan to restock them sometime this week. Hopefully, I will keep you guys updated. Last but not least, make sure to follow Keith10 and Personals for You so you guys stay updated on all urgent info like what I did mention today. With that though, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.